Hey gang, what's going on? Alright, back again, showing records and talking music and all that vinyl collector type of stuff. Good to be back at it. Lately, I've been on a big 45s kick, buying 45, the little records, you know. I've been on a big kick on that lately. I don't know what's gotten into me. I'm more excited about buying 45s than I am buying actual albums. I still love buying albums, don't get me wrong, but so I've had 45 fever so far in the last couple of weeks or so. So this last half of this video is gonna be 45s, but let's celebrate albums while we still can, shall we? All right. So on a recent dig, this is what I scored all together here in this video. Japanese pressing of The Police, Zenyatta Mondatta, whatever the world that means. This is my third copy of this album. This makes number 3 in my collection. Who in the world needs 3 copies of Zenyatta Mondatta? Now granted, it's a Japanese copy while pressing with the Obi strip and a nice clean copy, which I shall show you right now. So look at that. It is a nice copy of this Japanese pressing. And of course the inserts with it too. It's always nice to have those. Why is the music always so loud in these damn videos? And that's what you get when you sit too close to the stereo while recording. Anyway, back to the album here. There's the original insert that goes with this album. The back is all the lyrics, written in American, written in Japanese, or written in English, I should say, and half of it Japanese. Now I have 3, like I said, this is my 3rd pressing of this album. You know, I have, I think a Back in Black, or something like that, or whatever that series is called. And I have like original stereo used copy of it. And now this. Like I said before, who needs 3 copies of Zenyatta Mondatta? Apparently me. I'm just a sick man. I'm a very, very sick man. I saw this in the record store. It didn't cost me a lot. I think it was like 20 bucks. And I originally was going to leave it behind, and I left it on the shelf, and I browsed around. And the more I thought about it, the more I wanted it. Even though I have already got 2 copies up sitting on the shelf before this one showed up. And I like collecting Japanese pressings with the Obi strip of records that I really love. And if I see them out there and they're not crazy expensive, most likely I'll get them, whether I have the album already or not. They're just fun to collect, and once I'm done doing vinyl digs or intense vinyl digs, and I just want to sit back and enjoy the collection for years, then I know I'll be glad I grabbed them. So that's why it's always good to grab these Japanese pressing with the Obi strip while you can. And I am glad I got this. I just sit there and think back, got 2 freaking pressings already. All right, this one I didn't have before, so this is actually new to the collection. It's an old record though. Fleetwood Mac Future Games. Like everybody, like most people, not all people, but most people, when you buy Fleetwood Mac, it's usually with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks already in the band. So I'm trying to pick up these early years of Fleetwood Mac. I believe this is the first album that features Christy McVie in the band. I believe, I'm not 100% positive about that, but this came out in 1971. She joined the band in 1970, which blows my mind because I was born in 1970. This album is almost as old as I am. Jeez. And on the Reprise label, and also a really good, clean pressing of this copy of this album too. Well, I guess pressing, but copy. Real happy with the condition of this record, and it's a good album. Really enjoyed listening to this one because I don't recall any songs. I know I was listening to a pod, like an internet radio station, and I know they played a song off of this record, and I really liked it. And for the life of me, I can't remember what song it was. I really don't remember, to be honest with you. So I knew there was at least one song on here I liked. I just couldn't remember which song it was, but really good album. Really dug it. It's just a great album to put on and chill with when you just want to kick back, maybe read something, and have some music playing in the background. This is a cool album to put on just to chill out with. That's what I like about it. That's the personality I think this record has. It's a good chill companion. And that's why I love it so much. It'll get quite a few spins in this music room, for sure. So real glad I got it. So Fleetwood Mac, Future Games, very good album. This one also I bought just for the chill factor. Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits. Let's be honest, the only reason I bought this is for Summer Breeze and the song Diamond Girl. There's a radio station here close to town that plays songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So they do play those two songs from Seals and Crofts, Seals and Crofts. And I started hearing those two songs a lot on the radio, at radio station, it made me want to get the greatest hits. Because every time they play on the radio, I sing along to it and have a great time listening to it. This, however, is on the Warner Brothers label. Again, another very clean copy that's in great condition. I got lucky finding these records in such great condition. Very lucky. Anyway, back to this album. Very good chill album. When I listened to this, I was kind of in a tired mood. Long work week. Went out jogging, came home just tired, cracked open a beer, just wanted to chillax. And this is a good album to chillax to. Really enjoyed it. I've already listened to it twice now. I've only had it, these records, everything you see in this video, a couple of days now. But I've already spun this twice and just enjoy listening to it. And what I like about compilations, I doubt I'm gonna go out and buy all their albums. With the greatest hits compilation, you just get the songs that you know you already like, and maybe discover a few others, and then you're happy. So I really doubt I'm gonna go out and buy all their albums, but I'm very happy to have this. All right, so that concludes the album part of it. Now let's look at some singles. We'll start with 12-inch singles. Last video, if you tuned into that, I bought a 45 of Prince's Sign of the Times, and that was such a cool find. Well, this is an even cooler find. It is the 12-inch version of Prince's Sign of the Times. Exact same song, exact same B-side, the exact same artwork, it's just bigger. So therefore, it's better. Telling you, I'm a sick man. Very sick man. Something you already have on a 45, but yet you'll buy it on the 12-inch because you can. But it does have the album version of Sign of the Times, which is a lot longer version that's on the 45. The 45 is like the radio edit, so it's nice to have like the full version of Sign of the Times as it appears on the record. It's on the Paisley Park label, just like the 45 from the last video. One of my favorite Prince songs, I'm telling you. I even have an original pressing of the album Sign of the Times, not the reissue. That is a killer album, and still my favorite song on that album, though there's many killer songs on that record. Such a good album, and such a good song. In fact, with the song La La La, He He He, which is also a good song. A real silly name, but really good song. And I was really lucky to find this 12-inch single used, and they didn't want an arm and a leg for it. It almost sickens me when an artist like, let's say, Tom Petty has died, and if you find a rare 12-inch single from Mr. Petty, Back in the day when he was alive, maybe it would cost you $4 or $5 the most. Now it's going to cost you $20 to $30. Like, wow, it's because he's no longer with us, but whatever. Here's an artist that Prince worked with and did duets with and wrote for. The Sheena Easton 12-inch single, The Sugar Wobbles. When I was 14, my God, this was my favorite song for obvious reasons there. But I had a crush on Sheena Easton long before this song even came out in the early 80s. This just provided an even bigger crush on Sheena Easton when this song was new back in, I believe, 84. Anyway, it has the dance mix on side 1 and the red mix on side 2. And it is on the EMI label. Let me see if I can get it right side up here for you. There you are. Really cool remix. And I had this on a 45 as well, and decided, well, let's get the 12-inch. Sick man, I'm telling you. Anyway, a longer extended version exists on the 12-inch. Of course, the 45 is just going to be the radio edit. And a really good dance mix to this song, which is about 7 or 8 minutes. So I'm real glad I got this because the dance mix is pretty cool on it. So Sugar Walls there from Sheena Easton. Last video, I bought a 12-inch single from Mr. Mister, which was the extended mix of Broken Wings. And this time I scored a UK pressing of a 12-inch single for the song Kyrie, which is the other popular song from Mr. Mister. Everybody knows these two songs, but they have other good songs as well. But the Broken Wings and this one were like the big ones. And this song also, it doesn't have an extended version. It's the actual radio version of it. But it sounds great on here, and it's on plays at 45 speed. I like these black and gray labels from RCA, really nice. And it's such a good 12-inch single to listen to. I really, really like it. And yeah, these UK pressings are really nice. So real glad I got that Kyrie from Mr. Mister. Sounds perfect on here. Probably got it from the 45 speed, I'm assuming, but it sounds really good. Now this is interesting. I originally wasn't going to get this because I have it on a 45. So why would I want it on a 12-inch single? Well, it's because I'm a very sick man, like I said before. Huey Lewis and the News, Power of Love. We all know it's from the film Back to the Future. But this is the German pressing of it. And check it out, it even has the Back to the Future logo written in German. So German pressing of the single. This is an extended mix as well, which is actually really cool. A bit longer than the original mix that we all hear on the radio back in the day. So this extended mix is pretty damn cool. And the B-side has some live tracks. It's Alright and I Want a New Drug. So it made it a fun grab. There's the label. With the extended mix of the song, which is a song I always loved, and the 2 live tracks, this was a cool 12-inch single to find. Very rare German copy, something I've never seen here, and I just thought it was really cool. And big fan of the movie too. Always loved that movie, and big fan of the song when it came out. I still like the song, but it does sound a little dated, but it's still a good song. And yeah, so really cool find. So Huey Lewis, Power of Love. And let's keep it 80s, shall we? Philip Bailey singing with Phil Collins, Easy Lover. This is another extended dance mix, whatever you want to call it, remix of the single. Earth, Wind & Fire meets Genesis. It's a cool thing, I tell you. And the remix of the song is actually really, really cool, just like the Huey Lewis one. Sounds great. It's on the Columbia label. And this was Philip Bailey's single. It wasn't a Phil Collins single, because it was off of Philip Bailey's album, Chinese Wall. And I had a lot of friends that were big Earth, Wind & Fire fans, and when this song came out, they all hated it, because they thought Philip Bailey was selling out to to white people and and whatever. I just thought, it's a good song. What? Why crucify the guy over it? But they say no, he's selling out. He wants to sound like he wants to get a lot of white fans. I'm like, oh God, give me a break. It's just a good pop song. Give him a break. But oh well. I've always loved Easy Lover. It's a great song. I'm back with a song called Woman. Really cool song. And here's a promo, 12-inch promo for the song Brilliant Disguise from Bruce Springsteen, a song I've always loved. Absolutely love this song. It's from his Tunnel of Love album. Like I said, it's a promo, called Stamp Promo at that. So, pretty cool. And it's just the same song on both sides. Also on the Columbia label. There we are. So, always love that song, Brilliant Disguise from Bruce Springsteen, one of my favorites from him. So very nice to have this. All right, let's get into some 45s. Quite a few here, so let's just try to pop through these as fast as we can. But I will talk about them, of course. All right, this is one I've never seen before. It's from the Human League. The song is Being Boiled. Early days of the band before they got the female singers in the band. Just a great, great, cool song. Early days of the band. Back to the song Circus of Death, which is a strange song, but I love the song Being Boiled. Great tune. Of course, they would get the female singers in the band and really change their sound. But this is like experimental synth pop, I guess you could say. It's on the Fast label. So there's our label there for this Being Boiled by Human League. And I once saw a documentary, The History of Synth Pop. It was a BBC documentary. And they did feature Human League in the documentary, but at first documented the first lineup of the band before they brought in the two female singers and before the band split up, or that lineup of the band splitting up. And I believe Being Boiled was a bit of a clip of the music was included in the documentary, which made me want to hunt down early Human League records. So really glad to have found this 45, because I've never seen a 45 for the Human League early during the era of their first two albums. So for me, this is a rare find. Really cool. So really glad I scored that. The next one is from Berlin for the song A Matter of Time. And the reason I snatched this one up is because it features a different lead singer. Originally, this single was released with Terry Nunn as the singer in 1979. And then this single was re-released in 1980, that's what I have here, to feature their new singer. Her first name was Virginia, I can't remember her last name, because Terry Nunn temporarily left the band to pursue an acting career. And I guess that didn't go very well, because she was back in the band like a year or two later. It is on Zone H label. There we go. Back to the song French Reggae, which is instrumental, but it has a cool reggae groove to it, so not bad. Anyway, back to why. So I was really glad to get this because it's so strange to hear this song with another female lead in it. It's just a trip, and so I knew that was going to be pretty rare. So I decided to go ahead and go for it, pull the trigger, and buy it just on the rarity because it features a different lead singer who was only in the band for about a year until Terry Nunn came back. So and then eventually they would release the album Pleasure Victim, and then we all know what happened after that. But really cool, really cool. So I'm really glad I scored this to add to the Berlin collection. Keep moving on. The band White Lion for the song Wait. I am not a big White Lion fan, though I do like a couple of their songs. Little Fighter, the cover version they did of Ray Our Love I thought was really good. But what I like about this song is I like the guitar solo. There's a really good guitar solo in this song. I forgot the guitarist's name. I believe his first name is Vito, I believe, but I'm not 100% certain. Anyway, it's on the Atlantic label. The song, Wait. This song just reminds me of high school. I was in high school when this song broke real big. I remember when I first started making fun of metal bands back then because they all had the word white in it. There was White Snake, Great White, now White Lion. It's like, what's all the white? Yeah, I mean, come on. Is that the only color you can name a band after? Because Black Sabbath was taken up and no one wanted to touch it. Anyway, like I said, there's a great guitar solo in the song. I always thought it was a good guitar solo, more melodic guitar solo, not so flashy. And I always loved listening to guitar solo in the song. And I thought it was a good song. I didn't care for the band per se too much, but that was a good song. And one of my favorite 80s artists, Bryan Adams, got his 45 for the song Victim of Love. And on the B-side is Into the Fire, which is the title track from the album it's from, Into the Fire. A good album. A very good album. One of my favorites from Bryan Adams, though the Reckless album is his best album. This one's not bad. The song Victim of Love I always thought was a really good song. And in fact, with the song Into the Fire, which also I think is a great song, it's on the A&M label. And the song Into the Fire is really good, like I said. And so it's cool to have this 45, to have those two great songs on one little record. Really nice touch there. And I always thought that album was underrated. Like I said, Reckless is better. It's his best album, but Into the Fire I thought was a pretty good album. Moving on. All right, Asia. Only Time Will Tell. It doesn't get more 80s than Asia. I don't know why prog fans make fun of this band so much. I like this band, and I like the first album. The first album was really good. And this is back with the song Time Again. And Time Again is like my favorite song off of this album. So it's really cool to have Only Time Will Tell and Time Again all in one record from the Geffen label. So, two great songs on here, and the B-side actually has my favorite song on the record. So really glad for that. Just absolutely glad for that. So this made this a really cool find. So real glad to put that in the collection. Asia. Only Time Will Tell. Back to the Human League. Now this is when they have the two female singers in the band. And this is for the song Mirror Man. And you can't help but hear the big change in sound. Once they added the two female singers, they're having hits now. They're actually having hits now. So, and there's a better photo of the band back then. Mirror Man, such a good song. I love it. It's a catchy tune. But when you compare Mirror Man to Being Boiled, you say, wow, there definitely was a change in course there. But a real good song. Back to the song Nonstop, which was also an instrumental. Kind of a quirky song, but wasn't bad. But really love the song Mirror Man. I have it on their Greatest Hits LP, so it's nice to have a single copy of it, so really cool. And from ELO, from the movie Xanadu, the song All Over the World. Everybody's on a big ELO kick lately because they're touring again. They're actually going to come in my area in August. And the tickets already went on sale. I'm sure it sold out in like 5 minutes, with tickets being damn near $200 a piece, I'm sure. But I still want to go, so I'll look into it. And it's back with a song called Drum Dreams, which is actually a pretty cool B-side song. It's an instrumental song with a big marching drum cadence. Really cool. I love the songs ELO wrote for the movie Xanadu. I like a few songs that Olivia Newton-John did for the movie Xanadu. However, I didn't like the movie Xanadu. I liked it when I was a kid, because I saw it when I was like 9 years old. And obviously having a crush on Olivia Newton-John, like a lot of boys did back then. It was fun then, and you watch it now, you're like, ooh, what did I see in this movie? But the music was actually not bad, and ELO wrote some contribute some good songs to the soundtrack, and this was one of them, so really glad to score the 45. Speaking of movie songs, this is from a film, an 80s film, 38 Special, Teacher, Teacher. I always loved the song. I can't say I'm the biggest 38 Special fan, but yeah, I like the radio hits that they had. So there we go. I collect a few of their albums because they're so easy to find, and you can usually find them for a couple bucks, so it's not that bad to have in the collection. But this was a great song, and I remember I used to love this movie. I must have seen this movie about 7 or 8 times when it was on cable, and really liked it back in the day. So kind of brings back good memories to have that. And another single to bring back good memories, Julian Lennon, The Lot. I'm not really a fan of his music, period, but I did like this song. And The Lot was really a gorgeous song, and he sounds great on it. And so why not get the single, right? It's on the Atlantic label, back with the song "Well, I Don't Know," and there we go. On the Atlantic label, Julian Lennon, The Lot. Such a pretty song, and sounds great on the 45. Sounds great coming out of the stereo, so this was a good find. It was only $1. It was only $1, and it's in great condition, and it's a picture sleeve. So to me, that's a good score for $1. Sexy, talented woman, Sheila E. from the song "Hold Me." I just bought this album recently. I showed it in my last video, and like side 1 of that album is really good, and this is one of the songs on side 1, and it's on Prince's Paisley Park label. To give you a close-up look there. Cool, funky song, and Sheila E. sounds great on it. Her vocals sound really good on it. I admire her skills as a drummer and a percussionist, and I often overlook how good of a singer she is too. And she sounds great on this. Her vocals sound great on this song, so real glad to score that. Finally something that's not 80s. Peter Frampton, "I'm in You." I just thought this looked cool with the picture sleeve. I do like the song. The song is fantastic. Same thing. Great song, and this picture sleeve was in great shape. And the record itself, which is on A&M, was also in good condition. So I thought, hey, why not? Pull the trigger on it, score it. And good song, and a really awesome 45 that's in great condition. So to me, that was a big score for me. So really glad to put that in the collection. And Sir Paul McCartney, "No More Lonely Nights." One of my favorite songs solo from Paul McCartney is this song. I don't really go into his solo albums all that much. I just like listening to the Beatles, so I don't really go into the Beatles solo records all that much. I think if I do, I listen to more George Harrison and John Lennon solo albums than McCartney. But this is a great song. I gotta admit, and it's from that movie, Give My Regards to Broad Street, which I've never seen in its entirety. Every time I see it, I only see it in parts. It looks like a strange movie, and so I'm just not that interested in it. On the B-side, it is the played-out version of the song with the same title. I prefer the ballad version, because that's the one I really love. So one of my favorite McCartney songs from the 80s. I have Wings' greatest hits on vinyl, plus a couple of their albums. I didn't mind Wings, but McCartney's solo albums, for some reason, I just can't get into. I'm not saying they suck or anything, I just can't get into them. I don't know what it is. I just can't make that leap, I guess. Alright, from Cheap Trick, Elvis cover for "Don't Be Cruel." I already had the 45, The Flame, so I thought, and this is, the Flame and this song are from the same album, so I thought, why not? Because all these are only $1 each. And again, the sleeves and picture sleeves in good shape, and the record itself is in good shape. So seems like a good idea. So why not, right? And it's back with the song I Know What I Want, live version. So, not bad, not a bad score. And I believe Cheap Trick did a great job with this Elvis cover. I really do like this song. It's catchy and has a good energy to it. They did a good job covering it, so why not? It's only $1. All right, Brenda Russell, and we all know what song I'm going to show. It's Piano in the Dark. I think now that I have this 45 single, and I really love this song, I can probably get rid of the album it's from, because I don't really listen to it. And if I do listen to it, I just listen to this song, Piano in the Dark, then take it off the turntable and put it away. I don't really listen to the whole album because I'm only interested in this one song. And it sounds great on this little record. So now I'm thinking, now that I have this, I can probably get rid of the album. I just gotta find a store to take it and see if I can get some store credit, but you know how the game is played, folks. But a great song. She sounds great on this album. It is a cool song. Such a cool slow jam from back in the day. Absolutely gorgeous song, so I'm glad I have a 45 of it. All right, another cool slow jam is from Herb Alpert, Making Love in the Rain. I forgot the name of this album it's from. I can't remember the name of the album. But it was, some tracks on this album was produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They also produced this song, The Hair. Features a female lead singer, Lisa Keith. And I could have swore Janet Jackson was on the background vocals of this song because it sounds like her. But they don't give her credit, so I figured maybe it's not her. But I know she sang on a song called Diamonds, which is from this album that this song is from, which I wish I knew the name of, and I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the back of this, because the print's so tiny and my eyes are old, and I don't feel like looking for my glasses. Anyway, so Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced this song, and the song Diamonds, and the song Keep Your Eyes on Me, which I think is the title track of the album. And this is, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they could do no wrong as producers. They had just produced Janet Jackson's first album. It was really successful. And so they figured they could make anyone a star. And so they produced like 3 tracks off of this album for Herb Alpert. And they were, for the times, they were actually very good songs and successful songs. And this song, Making Love in the Rain, is a great slow jam. It's a slow jam, it's a ballad, but it sounds so good, and it's a great song. I really love it. And yeah, so, I mean, Herb Alpert doesn't really have much to do with it. During parts where the vocals aren't going, you can hear him playing his trumpet in the background. It's basically a Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis thing, but still a good song. So Herb Alpert, Making Love in the Rain. Another good slow jam. This is from a hard rock band, Great White. I've seen this band live a few times in my day. The name of the song is Save Your Love, sorry. Save Your Love. And every time I've seen Great White in concert, they always sing the song and it sounded great. It's back with the song Mistreater. And it's on the Capitol label. What I like about this is the band logo printed on the label, which I thought was kind of cool. And very nice, very nice. So there we are. Great White, Save All Your Love. Like I said, I've seen them a few times in the 80s. They were a fun live band to watch back then. Now they're probably still fun to watch now, but it's just not the same, I guess. But back in the day, they were fun to watch. And I went to 2 of their shows. They opened for Tesla the first time I saw them. And the second time I saw them, they opened for the Scorpions. Both were great shows. And one time I saw them on their own. This was back in the early 90s in a little club in Modesto. And Biden, the lead singer, was really struggling with a drug abuse problem. And you could see it in the performance, but they were still fun to watch live, but you could tell the singer was wrestling with some serious demons. But this reminds me of the old days. Just like this song does. Cinderella, The Last Smile. Great song. Great song. Some good guitar licks on this song, guitar riffs. Really dug this tune. This one is on a Mercury label. There we go. Cinderella, The Last Smile. And back with the song Long Cold Winter. I swear to God, the song Long Cold Winter, the lead singer of this band sounds a lot like Janis Joplin. Has that soulful, bluesy, hard blues kind of vocals to him. Kind of separate him from the rest of the hair bands of the 80s, because they actually kind of had a bluesy style to them. Still a hard rock band, but they had a bluesy style to them, which made them unique, I guess. So, and The Last Mile is a great song, so real glad I got that. And the only song, well, not the only song, but the only time you'll see Poison in my collection. The band is Poison, the song is Fallen Angel. I'm not a Poison fan at all. Back in the day, I didn't like this band at all. But I have to admit, Fallen Angel is a good song. And here's what the guys looked like back in the 80s. That was the LA hard rock look. Back then, thank God that's over. But this was a good song, I have to admit. I like this song. They also had a song called Something to Believe In, which I thought was pretty good too. So the only two songs I liked from Poison, the rest of them I don't care for. But, like I said, great song, real catchy tune. And the band sounds good on it, I admit it. I'll admit it, they sound good on it. There we go. It's on the Enigma label. Nice looking label. So, yeah. I don't mind the one song. I'm not going to go out and buy their albums, but it's nice to have this. Alright, that's going to do it. That's my vinyl haul. It's mostly 45, so thanks for sticking with it. Please comment, because I love hearing from you guys, and I love getting to a little chat with you guys. That's like the fun part of posting videos, is just to hear what you guys have to say about anything about this. It's good to communicate with you guys. It's fun collecting records, ain't it? Alright, that's going to do it. Till next time, folks. See ya.